Alright, let's talk about angular momentum when a particle is moving in a specific kind of magnetic field. Here's the question we're looking at. We have a particle with a unit mass, so its mass is 1, and a unit charge, so its charge is 1. It's moving in a magnetic field that's described by the vector B field at a position vector r as B0 times the vector r divided by r cubed. Now this is specifically for a region far away from the origin and B0 is just a constant. If we let vector L be the instantaneous angular momentum of this particle within that region, the question asks us to find the rate of change of the angular momentum with respect to time, or d vector L by dt. And here are options. Option 1 is 2b0 times d by dt of the vector r over r. Option 2 is minus b0 times d by dt of the vector r over r. Option 3 is b0 times d by dt of the vector r over r. And option 4 is 0 times d by dt of the vector r over r. And option 4 is 0. Let's work through the solution. First, let's define angular momentum. The angular momentum of a particle vector L is defined as the cross product of the position vector r and the linear momentum vector p. So vector L equals vector r cross vector p. We are given that the mass m is 1 and the charge q is 1. The linear momentum vector p is mass times velocity vector v. Since mass m is 1, vector p is just 1 times vector v, which is vector v. So our angular momentum vector L is simply vector r cross vector v. Now we need to find the rate of change of angular momentum d vector L by dt. We can find this by taking the time derivative of the expression for vector L using the product rule for derivatives. So d vector L by dt equals the time derivative of the cross product of vector r and vector v. Using the product rule, this is the derivative of vector r with respect to time, cross vector v plus vector r cross the derivative of vector v with respect to time. We know that the derivative of the position vector r with respect to time is the velocity vector v. So the first term becomes vector v cross vector v, and the cross product of any vector with itself is always 0. So vector v cross vector v equals 0. This simplifies our expression for d vector L by dt significantly. It becomes just vector r cross the derivative of vector v with respect to time, or vector r cross d vector v with respect to time, or vector r cross d vector v with respect to time, or vector r cross d vector with by dt. Next, let's find the force and acceleration acting on the particle. According to Newton's second law, the force vector F is equal to the rate of change of linear momentum with respect to time d vector p by dt, which is also equal to mass times the derivative of velocity with respect to time m times d vector v by dt. For a charged particle q moving with velocity vector v in a magnetic field vector b, the force is given by the Lorentz force formula, which is vector F equals q times the cross product of vector v and vector b. Since we are given that the mass m is 1 and the charge q is 1, we can equate these two expressions for the force. 1 times d vector v by dt equals 1 times the cross product of vector v and vector b. This means d vector v by dt equals 1 times the cross product of vector v and vector b. This means d vector v cross vector v and vector b. Now let's substitute this expression for the acceleration d vector v by dt back into our equation for d vector L by dt. So d vector L by dt equals vector r cross vector v cross vector b. We are given the magnetic field vector b as b0 times vector r over r cubed. Let's substitute that in. D vector L by dt equals vector r cross vector v cross b0 times vector r over r cubed. We can pull the constant b0 and the 1 over r cubed term outside the cross product. This gives us b0 over r cubed times the quantity vector r cross vector r. To evaluate the term inside the square brackets, r cross v cross r, we use the vector triple product identity. Applying this identity with a as r, b as v, and c as r gives us the expression shown. Recall that the dot product of r with itself is its magnitude squared r squared. Substituting this in gives us the simplified form for the bracketed term. Now we substitute this result back into our expression for dl by dt. After distributing the b0 over r cubed term and simplifying, we arrive at the final expression shown, which we'll call equation star. Now let's evaluate the derivative of the term vector r over r which appears in the options. We want to find d by dt of vector r over r. We can rewrite vector r over r as vector r times r to the power of minus 1. Using the product rule for derivatives, d by dt of vector r times r to the power of minus 1 equals the derivative of vector r with respect to time times r to the power of minus 1 plus vector r times the derivative of r to the power of minus 1 with respect to time. We know that the derivative of vector r with respect to time is vector v. Next, we need the derivative of 1 over r with respect to time. Using the chain rule, this gives us minus 1 over r squared times dr by dt. To find dr by dt, we start with the definition of r as the magnitude of vector r. Squaring both sides gives r squared equals r dot r. Differentiating both sides with respect to time using the chain rule on the left and the product rule for dot products on the right, and recalling that the derivative of vector r is the velocity v, we arrive at 2r times dot by dt equals v dot r plus r dot v. Since the dot product is commutative, the right side simplifies to 2 times r dot v. Dividing by 2r, we get dot by dt equals r dot v over r. Now let's substitute this expression for dr by dt back into our expression for the derivative of r to the power of minus 1. The derivative of r to the power of minus 1 with respect to time is minus r to the power of minus 2 times vector r dot vector v over r. This simplifies to minus vector r dot vector v over r cubed. Finally, let's substitute this back into our expression for the derivative of vector r over r. dy dt of vector r over r equals vector v over r plus vector r times minus vector r dot vector v over r cubed. This simplifies to vector v over r minus vector r dot vector v over r cubed. Let's call this equation double star. Now let's compare the results from equation star and equation double star. From equation star, we found that d vector L by dt equals b0 times the quantity vector v over r minus vector r times vector r dot vector v over r cubed. From equation double star, we found that d by dt of vector r over r equals the quantity vector v over r minus vector r times vector r dot vector v over r cubed. Look closely at the terms inside the parentheses in both equations. They are identical. Therefore, we can conclude that d vector L by dt is equal to b0 times d by dt of vector r over r. In conclusion, we found that the rate of change of the angular momentum d vector L by dt is equal to the constant b0 multiplied by the rate of change of the unit position vector r over r. Let's compare this result with our given options. Option 1 to be 0 times d by dt of vector r over r. Option 2 minus b 0 times d by dt of vector r over r. Option 3 b 0 times d by dt of vector r over r. Option 4 0. Our derived result matches option number 3 exactly. So the correct option is 3.